Howdy folks, little John, and pre-Christmas wrap up the year, tie things off. Before I get into that, big thank you to everybody who has supported the channel or watched the channel or commented on the video this year. Patrons, cheers guys, subscribers, folks that just come along and watch. Thank you all very much. It's been a bloody been a muck of a year for everybody, and hopefully it looked like it was starting to fix up, and it's going a bit silly here in New South Wales again, so hopefully that's only a short-term thing and that'll disappear. I know we've got our young bloke who's down in Melbourne who we've not seen since Christmas last year, so the wife is very very keen for him to get home. He's booked in at the moment, so we're hoping that nothing goes silly and he can actually still get home. At the moment he's alright. We're well away from Sydney, so keeps us out of the danger zone for the time being. But anyway, as I said, Christmas just around the corner. It's Tuesday afternoon. Only got a couple of nights to go. We're all pretty much prepped up here at Little John's. He's got to go tomorrow morning and do the final Christmas shopping, all the food bits and pieces, and pick up the good stuff on Thursday. But other than that, home, we're ready to go. We're all set. Gardens and lawns are all done. Pool's set. Brewery's cleared of brewing and it's ready to have just a the family get together. And of course, got the 6 beers on, well, 6 taps flowing on the keg fridges. Just have a sit down and I'm just going to roll through these while I'm going. Just a bit of an extended tasting paddle. I think you would have seen the last little bit with the transformation of the fridge. So originally I had the 3 taps on the fridge, which had been running for a while, and that's these 3 beers. So running from your right to left, this is the tap water on the fridge. Here's the extract Kolsch. So we'll go for that. A bit of a touch on how these beers have progressed. You've seen tasting videos on pretty much all of these, except for this fella here probably. But so that's the extract Kolsch, which originally went on the tap and got taken, was too sweet, got taken off, sat for a while, it's gone back on the tap again now. It's still a little sweet, and for me it's still just a little bit too dark for the style. But that's the liquid extract. And that was using the colon yeast from Belmont, and I think it's done a pretty good job. And I'm definitely keen to follow this one up in the new year, which may be maybe an all grain version. We'll see. Something like that. This has just arrived. A couple of these fellas have got free the Breeze liquid extracts. Now these are supposedly far superior to Coopers and Blackrock and Morgans and whatnot. I did use one of these a long time ago, like bloody years ago, when the home brew shop was in town. I used one, I think it was, I'm not even going to try and remember what it was. So we'll be trying to brew with this in the new year. And see how that performs. But I've got a Pilsner, I've got a Pale Ale and a Golden Light. So there'll be stuff happening with them in the new year. And I think that'll deliver a Kolsch truer to style. But as it is, that's not a bad beer. It's drinkable. It's a little, so it's a little bit sweet. There's just a tiny little touch of fruity edge there, which gives that little slight green green appley edge, which is fairly standard with the Kolsch. But yeah, I'm fairly happy with how that one's turned out. Second fella here is the rice lager all grain version. So I did this one. I did all grain. I did version with the rice malt liquid, but this one is definitely a much better result. It's clean and crisp. This brew went down well with the fam on the long weekend, so I'm sure there'll be a little bit of this getting drunk over the next week. I think I've got most of the crowd here for they're arriving for Christmas Eve, and some of them will be here probably right through till New Year and even after New Year. So there's going to be plenty of drinking going on. Number 3 here, that's the Sunshine Ale. Basically just the summer ale. It was inspired by the Prancing Pony Sunshine Ale, which was quite nice. So this was an all grain version. Now I will put links to the original videos. They may be in the top, they may be in the comments, I'm not sure. Just see how I get to, but they'll be here somewhere, so you can go back and have a look at them. So this is the Sunshine Ale. And that's just really light bodied, gentle sweetness, nice little fruity edge. Drinks nice. I think the folks are going to really like that one. It's a very easy going. And again, for me, this is probably the lightest and simplest keg array I've had for quite a while. I've really worked towards having a good set of beers for this break, knowing that there is going to be a crew here for the week, and given they are only 9 litre kegs and some have already had a bit of a drink out of, I think I'll get knocked over pretty well, and then get into the new year I can get back into brewing a few of those beers I really want for myself, that probably weren't going to be so well accepted by the mega school drinkers over the break. So beers for the people, not necessarily fantastic little. I don't want it. I like them all, and I'll quite happily sit back and enjoy all these beers over Christmas, sitting on the verandas. Weatherman's telling us it's not going to be too hot, which should be good. Bit of heat wouldn't hurt though, for some cold beers and some swimming in the pool and just lazing and relaxing. But it is what it is. This fella's the corn ale. This is the 3rd version of the corn ale I've done now. And that one always goes down well with your basic drinkers as well. It's got enough flavour that it's interesting, but it's not, it doesn't scare anybody. It's a little bit different. It does lean into those the northern, Great Northern, Iron Jack, but I think carrying a lot more flavour due to the fact that it's actually got some real hops in there and some real malts, but it is very fairly light on flavour. It's really sort of hard to tell you, but it's light, it's pale, but again, a beer that's going to go down very well. So this is that's the fourth tap, new tap that went on, and this is the latest one that's gone on tap. And now there's not a video of this fella. This is Hazy Pale, which was done in the all-rounder, and I've done the video for this, and it's a grain to glass right through the whole, and it goes through the process of the pressure ferment and the dry hopping and actually getting it into the keg and the whole lot. And just given with the craziness that's been the last few weeks, with hospital and coming out of hospital and getting ready for Chris and all the rest of it, I haven't got that video together. I may get some time over the next sort of week before New to actually sit down and piece this one together. So you may see this video before New Year. It will just depend on what everyone's doing, how things pan out, because it's going to take me a lot of editing. There's a lot of video involved in that one, but we'll see. But this is a Hazy Pale, not a NEPA, not an IPA. It really is pushed down to that a little bit lower. Runs at I think it was low 6%. Top of my head, I could go and have a look, but I'm not gonna. So it's the only real stronger beer. These fellas all run between 4.2 4.9%. So this is the only one that's got a bit of go about it. Whirlpool hops, dry hop, verdant IPA yeast. It's got a touch of fruit. I'm not completely sold on this one. I don't know exactly what it is. I think whether it's the hops or but it's not. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not real sold on that. It might need a little bit more time just to settle. It's only been in the keg for a couple of days, but we'll see how that progresses. And last is this fella, Bourbon and Coke, which is video popped up a few days back, which was originally meant to be in the fridge on the sixth tap, but I had problems with the shank when I was putting the new taps in, and so it's just running off a picnic tap inside the fridge. It's a mixture of about 6 different bourbons from behind the bar, and just been cut with the SodaStream Pepsi mix, and this has actually come up really well. I was a bit worried about how that bloody Pepsi syrup was going to go, with the SodaStream syrup, and as soon as I started making it, as soon as I had everything sort of going into the keg, I sort of went, oh, why didn't I just buy bottles of Coke and just put them in? But I'm happy with that. It's actually finished up a little sweeter than I thought it was. I was a bit concerned it was going to finish a bit lacking in sweetness and a bit empty, which I discussed on the video when I put the keg together, but it's actually come up quite nice. It's got a good body. The Coke mix is good. The bourbon and the Coke mix is good. The bourbon's there's nice sweetness from the bourbon. It's not overpowering. If you drink that, no problem at all. That's in the video. It was brewed to pub, the pub strength, so it was all good. So that's it. That's the lineup for the Christmas New Year's session. Now I've got an awful lot of craft tinnies floating in the other fridge, which I'll be drinking as well. Sort of been waiting Christmas to have a chance to sort of put a bit of a ding in some of the stocks that have built up. particularly over the last sort of 3 or 4 months. But anyway, when you stop drinking and your beer club stuff keeps coming in, it builds up pretty easy, and then you throw in Advent Christmas packs on top of that, then you end up with a bloody bit of a glut. But nothing like a holiday to clear a glut. So anyway, that's where we are. The beers are set up. As I said, been a prick of a year with COVID. That aside, been a prick of a year anyway. It's been good. There's been good stuff as well. Obviously, started off with Mrs. Little John, going back in for more surgery and follow-up treatment and radiation and stuff for the breast cancer, for the second bout, which was a really shitty start to. It all happened around the same time COVID kicked in, and it was made what was already incredibly stressful and difficult even fucking more so. To be in a different place, while lockdown's on, and trying to stay sane at a time when we thought we were going to have a bit more options for sanity during that time. It just didn't happen. So that was a very tough stint. And then no sooner had the recovery from that occurred, and bang, the missus was once again looking at the potential, what looked like she'd had the big cancer was back, which at that point was a very devastating. That was really that was a bad place, and that was a couple of weeks waiting to get that sorted. Thank Christ it actually turned out alright, and everything was fine, and that's sigh of relief and all that sort of stuff. But it was pretty fucking scary, and and no sooner had we gotten the good news of that and getting back on track, and bang, my fucking leg went fucking silly on me, which is and right now it's still a bloody mess and still giving me grief, and will continue giving me grief over Christmas and all the rest of it. Just an example, last night after doing a little bit of stuff, final touches around the yard and whatnot over the weekend and stuff, last night my left leg was about 3 times the size of my right leg, and very, very painful. Today it's still twice the size of my right leg, even with the sleep overnight. It didn't die down, so it's not going to get much of a rest in the next 2 days as we prep into Christmas. So but that's life. It's getting better, and at the end of the day it's nothing like having family around to distract yourselves from that. And that's going to be the big thing, is we middle of all this crap we had going on in the year, our daughter had our first grandchild, grandson, young Vance, and again, what should be an incredibly happy and joyful time was full of a lot of stress and drama because of COVID. There's great stuff in it, but we haven't seen a lot of the young bloke as a result. But daughter's arriving here Christmas Eve, and apparently she's going to be here till a couple of days into the new year. She's talking like 10 days or something. So we're gonna have plenty of time to catch up with with the daughter. Plenty of time to really get in and have some time with the young fella. And it's good he's just starting to get some character, and he's 6 months old. Just gone 6 months, so it's going to be good times. And said, as long as nothing goes friggin' stupid in the next couple of days, and the son will be home on the 27th as well, which we're very much looking forward to. So, listen, been a bumpy year. It's been up, it's been down, there's been ups and downs and roundabouts. again, you know, like every fucking body's year is, you know, not anything new to anybody. Be going up and down and around from one day to the bloody next. But anyway, the year's at an end. It's Christmas. It's time to bloody sit back, you know, enjoy family and friends, food, drinks, good times, laughs. It's going to be good. So guys, as I said, thank you very much for supporting the channel. Never ever thought, you know, a couple of years ago when I sat down and did that very first video, just simply in response to, you know, a discussion on a Facebook group. Never did I think that this sort of would become what it has, and a bit more of a thing, but it has, and as a result, we'll continue on. There will be some changes coming in the new year. Nothing real significant. Most of the core and stuff's going to change. Not going to change. We'll still be running with. There's still going to be brew and beer. There'll still be brew school. There'll still be 5 on Fridays or variations thereof. I'm actually hoping I can get back to a little bit more stable set times again, but that may not happen. We'll see how we go. Brew food will continue. It's been on hold because I just can't stand for the time it takes to really be doing that sort of thing. But there'll be brew food coming, more in the new year. Like I said, more all grain beer, more kit beers, more partial mash brewing as well. But there's going to be plenty going on. So that being said, if there's anything you'd like to see done on the anything you'd like to see particularly, stick it in the comments. I don't know what it is people want to see, and I'm not particular, and I don't particularly do the channel just as a case of what people want to see. It always originally was just about my brewing and stuff I was experimenting with and wanting to just put out to the brewing public in general the stuff that I was picking up and learning, and putting into place and improving the brewing. But that will continue. So ask away, comment away, put it all down there. If you are a Patreon, I said, guys, you know, cheers and thank you very much. I have posted just today, just before I come my way home from work today, I'll send off your little New Year gift. It was meant to be for Christmas, but didn't quite make it, so I apologise for that. It'll be a little bit after. But anyway, guys, thank you very much. Thumbs up. If you aren't a Patreon, if you're interested in what it's about, you know, want to see what the go is, there's a link down there in the description. Hit that, it'll tell you what it's all about. Subscribers, thank you very much. If you aren't subscribed to Little John, you're not a Patreon, button's down there in the corner, it says subscribe, it's the big red one. Hit it. There's a bell next to it apparently. Hit the bell. You get notified when there's a new video so you don't miss anything. But all that aside, hit the like button, because that really helps me. These are the things that keep the channel going and allow me to keep doing the things I'm doing. Okay, so cheers and thank you to everybody. So for me, from Mrs. Little John, Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you have a great time, whether you're with family and friends, if you're on your own, if you're in isolation, if you're in lockdown, you know, if you're travelling, whatever it is you're doing, do it safely, have fun, enjoy yourselves, make the most of it, because God knows at the moment the way things are, who knows what we're looking at in the future. But most importantly, guys, Merry Christmas. Hope you have a great New Year. I'll see you in the New Year with more stuff. More brewing, more talking beer, more drinking beer. So till I see you then, happy Festivus and good brewing. Cheers all.